Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, September 27th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. For weeks, we've been talking about the Romania Pro and looking forward to some debut performances from a few athletes in the lineup. But as of today, it looks like my old buddy Roman Fritz can officially cancel his plans to compete there. A few days ago, Roman went on social media to let his fans know that he was planning to pull out of the show after undergoing surgery on his wrists and what appears to be carpal tunnel syndrome. I'm not sure what his recovery timetable is, but my guess would be that this season is probably a wash for Roman at this point. But hopefully once he gets the green light, he'll be able to get the engines going again so we can see him on stage sometime early next season. In other news, in case you haven't heard by now, this week we were able to confirm via text from Big Ramy that his next stop would be the Arnold Classic stage in March. All things considered, this seems like the logical move for Ramy at this point because he's already in decent shape, and I don't know how much sense it would make to let that go to waste just so he can wait all the way until the Olympia next year. Obviously, Ramy's heading into Columbus as one of the big heavy favorites, but with the way the landscape is shifting now, this has a huge career move implication for the big man because getting a win there is a game changer as far as his legacy is concerned, and it might even make him the favorite to challenge Brandon and Sean for the Sandow next season. Big Ramy wasn't the only one making announcements this week. A few days ago, we also caught word that Bradrow was planning to make his season debut at the Japan Pro a few months from now. According to Brad, he's sitting somewhere in the cool range of 260 pounds right now, and apparently going keto for the duration of his prep. Based on what we've seen so far, he's probably right where he needs to be in terms of conditioning. So hopefully he can manage to stay healthy because a lean and mean Bradrow has a shot to be a top 5 guy in Japan when he's on his game. At some point in our lives, we all know a person who's retired, but, well, not really retired because without work, they don't know what to do with themselves. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get the feeling that Heath might be that guy. This week, new clips surfaced of the 7-time Olympia champ doing what he does best at a pretty clean-looking 260 pounds. For a guy as young as Phil, who is as close to tying Haney and Coleman's record, you know a comeback has to be swirling around in the back of his mind somewhere. So if he ends up getting that itch again, somebody might be getting scratched off the list a lot sooner than they expected. Speaking of legends who aren't really retired, is there anyone who makes retirement look better than Jay Cutler? A few days ago, Jay released an arm training clip on his Instagram where we saw flashes of the guy who was once one of the most dominant athletes in the history of bodybuilding for more than a decade. The fact that Jay's still out there training like this after being out of the competitive game for so long tells you how deep his love for the sport really is. And the further we get away from his career, the more I think some of the younger athletes in the sport will look to him as a model for how to use their careers to build a brand that extends way beyond what we see on a stage. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo reminding you to always be true to your passions. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.